Guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are over here in cold September, and we are in the middle of our MLCW war against Clash United. So they are doing really well. We aren't doing too bad. We're 6 triples behind. They have cleared a few of our 13s, and we have cleared 2 of them. Today we are going. Ooh, alive. I should do like the ninja or samurai snip thing, but I don't want to burn anyone's base. But yeah, so today we're gonna be taking a look at Ghost Rider doing some Lalo. You know what I'm saying? It happens every once in a while. Every once in a while, the stars, align, and I put on a little bit of a show. So I don't want anyone to think that I am some expert at Lalo. I'm not. Both these attacks were actually reruns off of another video we found. So uh, there's 2 different kinds of people in this game. You can be good at seeing plans and not be good at the actual attack, and then you can be good at the certain attack. Like I can see Lalo, I can see why this base is good for Lalo. I can see a Sui Lalo. I can do all that. I'm not very good at the actual Lalo portion, but I have been practicing. So when I do see a Lalo triple, I can generally repeat it. And or if someone gives me like a really OP plan, I can generally repeat it. So there's actually another base in this war that I myself did a queen charge Lalo on. However, uh, they changed like 2 of the expos to air, and then they changed the sweepers, and I relied on a blimp to get the town hall, and they've covered the blimp with the sweeper. So I elected to not do that one. We're probably gonna have to hit that one with like queen charge hogs, which is my jam, but I wanted to get the Lalos out of the way. So that's what I did. All right, so queen charge Lalo here. What makes this base good for a queen charge Lalo? First thing we're gonna look at is oh, by the way, this did not go anything like the rehit or the video did. So I said it was a rehit off a video. Things go south pretty quick, but it ends up working out. So we're gonna go ahead and cut the base in half. And then what makes this base good for a queen charge Lalo? Well, the benefits of a queen charge Lalo is one, you have a couple uses for your king, and one of those uses is always going to be, obviously, if you could take out like the enemy RC or the enemy queen, that's ideal. Very few instances where that can happen. I mean, I guess you could squeeze your king in here, pop the ability, and like try to beat the Inferno, but kind of risky, and it's not really needed. However, with a queen charge Lalo or a queen charge Hogs, generally the king can be used to set a pretty like reasonable funnel for your queen. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be funneling my queen here and here, and I want her to kind of just charge into the base here, right? So I'm going to do like a wall break, and then when my queen is in here, now on the video, this charge wasn't that rough. Queen didn't really need a rage until she got into like this area, dealing with the CC and whatnot, and then there was a second layer break right here. However, my queen didn't eat her Wheaties this morning, and the scatter shot and the expo forced her to pop ability. Okay, so the ability in the video was actually used like in here after the queen, because after this wall break, as the king clears this way, we're gonna send in 3 loons to take down this bomb tower. And what that's going to do is while the queen is in here, even though these 2 buildings are down, she's going to take down the cannon. And since this building is down, the next closest building will be the town hall, and she'll wrap around for it. All right, so just kind of, that has nothing to do with like the Lalo portion. It's kind of like recognizing good queen value. Another good thing about this base was the sweepers. They were pointed like this, right? So if I can wrap my queen in here, not only do I not fight the sweeper with my queen charge, but as my queen comes in here, she's going to pick that off, and it's going to allow me to fly in this way. Okay, so queen's going to pick up this entire compartment. Let's just go ahead and mark off all the defenses that I'm going to get, not necessarily with my queen charge, but I'm going to get with the setup and the queen charge, right? And I'm also going to get the enemy king or enemy queen. Now, in order to get the enemy queen and the town hall, I ended up having to burn an extra freeze, and I end up wasting a rage because I try to get her rage back up to keep pushing through here. I really wanted to eagle, but she ends up dying right as I dropped that rage. So kind of unfortunate. I was kind of like panicking at that moment because you have to get your Lalo down at some point because of time purposes. and she ended up dying. So I really could have used that rage later on the base because I don't have a lot of spell support for the Lalo. But that's neither here nor there. So what is left up with this base is here all the way around, right? So this is my Lalo. It's kind of messy because the base is kind of messy itself. But if you look at just the defenses, it's actually not terrible pathing. It's actually kind of ideal. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to cut it into two sections. So I'm going to use like a big Lalo, put some loons in here, loons in here, loons and loons, and then I'm going to fly a hound this way, right? And what that's going to do is kind of allow everything to converge onto this single inferno, right? And that's going to have all these loons moving. Mind you, I'm not fighting the sweeper anymore because the queen gets it. So all my loons here are moving in one pack. So this whole section is kind of dealt with my big Lalo push. And when I say big Lalo push, I mean uh, it's like 14 or 15 loons or something like that, and then one lava hound. So that's going to be like my main bulk of loons that I'm going to use. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm bringing a stone slammer on this attack, and I have another lava hound with like 5 more loons. And the way I'm going to utilize those is, let's go down here. I'm going to go ahead and just remark this with red, but I'm not going to like show exact details of pathing. Um, the way I'm actually going to do this with my stone slammer is I'm going to drop a slammer here because there's a Tesla, and it's going to come in here, and then I am going to fly in a lava hound directly onto this air defense, so it tanks for not only the stone slammer, but it's tanking this wizard tower. And then I'm going to have back end loons, like 5 of them coming in here. And what that's going to end up doing is everything's going to converge here. And then while all that is tanking, it's tanking the Inferno, it's tanking the RC, it's tanking the Expo, I'm going to squeeze my RC in behind. And everything should now, these loons from the top should be coming towards this Expo. And these loons from here should all be pushing in towards the Eagle. Okay, so what I'm ideally wanting is both of my packs of loons converging on this Eagle. Now in the slammer, I'm going to have to bring a dragon and 5 loons because obviously this RC needs to be killed. She will murder your balloons. So that leaves the back end of the base, and we have made it all the way up to the Eagle, right? So what do I want to do as far as the back end because I have a scatter shot? Well, I'm going to end up utilizing my Royal Champ ability to kind of chain through here, get a chain off on that scatter shot, kind of soften everything up. And at this point, my Lalo is kind of fizzling out because my queen did not pick up any of these buildings. Uh, and there was intended that eventually she would get these buildings down. So obviously it's not going to go to exactly how it went. But as my loons come to this back end, I'm going to just kind of play it safe. I'm going to use a freeze and then a haste to kind of, they're going to do like this weird split. And it's going to get all the defenses down except this little triangle of defenses. And I end up having a dragon still with like 100 minions and pups and the warden. And everything's going to kind of push through here. The warden and the dragon are going to get the wizard tower, and then the pups and the minions and shit are going to... So it's not by any stretch like a OP, queen charge Lalo. Now if I had like failed this or something, the re-hit would have been very easy because the actual key to this attack was missing the first rage. I didn't really miss it, but I should have... I queen charged pretty much every single attack. I should have known that I needed a queen charge early. But that would have made this just an absolute bloodbath. And for wall breakers, right? So I want everyone to realize something that they're going to see in this attack, that this compartment is going to be empty when I do my wall break. I was late on the wall break because of the ability, and it kind of threw me off. So what I end up doing is waiting for the queen. She's going to end up getting this compartment too. And she's going to be dealing with the CC. Because there is no defenses behind these walls, the nearest defense behind a wall is this town hall. Now what I end up doing is I send in my wall breaker from like this angle, and it's going to target this wall junction, and I'm going to have a rage kind of clipping my queen and covering that rage, and it's going to extend the break of that super wall breaker, and my queen's going to wrap back in. Okay, so the original plan was to send in that super wall breaker and get it like here because this would be the closest defense. However, that didn't work out, but you can kind of finagle a super wall breaker to open up bigger by angling your rages kind of where you want it. So you're going to see my queen's going to be like at the very front of this rage, which seems kind of counterintuitive, but it's because I actually wanted her to wrap back inside, and that's exactly what she did. And then getting this bomb tower is the key to that, because the king is going to clear everything up to here, and then with this down, there's nothing in front to pull the queen. She'll go back to the open wall. All right, so let's watch the replay. Big shout out to Chris. Chris used to be in WHF and I think Drive and War Wheels with me, so nice to see him still playing. He's got like a Town Hall 12 and 11 in his war. So, just saying, hey, buddy. So, Queen goes down. I don't think I used any Coco Loons. And on the video, there was no Sams. And then there was a Sam inside this compartment. So, kind of unfortunate there. Minion's going to get that good funnel. And sorry to pause it again. But I just want to just point something out that I kind of consistently point out. Once this building is down, and we have a double layer here, and this goes down, that is going to be a lot of tiles that the queen is not going to be able to see. Okay, so that's the reason why we got away with just using the one minion. Now the king's going to clear this way, queen's going to bounce like this, and then that's my funnel. Okay, so just want to kind of explain the reasoning. It looks like a really cheap funnel, and it is, and when that can happen, it's great. Now I knew that there was a Sam by this cannon, so I think what actually happened, there was supposed to be two Sams by that cannon, and there was no Sams on the queen charge. I think they moved one into the base. But you're going to see here, I knew that the queen in the video didn't need it, so I was kind of trying to game it. I should have used it right there. Because what happens is she kills the scatter and then walks forward where the healers can't heal her, and that's it. And at this point, I'm kind of panicking. I got the 3 loons coming in, kind of take down this bomb tower, and you're going to see how I angled that rage. Like, I want the rage just kind of be for the wall breakers, and then the queen's going to utilize it still. She's going to wrap back towards it, but you know, it's not the ideal rage to get through the CC troops with, but it was either do that or you know, queen's going to beat the wrong wall kind of thing. And then my queen's going to wrap over. I'm going to freeze immediately because the town hall and the queen are a pain in the ass, especially with a ground expo. So she's going to clear the town hall, and then boom, gets the enemy queen. All good, gets the sweeper. I start my Lalo. Find a tornado, which is fine. And then I try to rage my queen one more time, and then that warden just hits like a truck. And he was like barely in range. So I really could have used that rage like around the enemy RC. Just didn't end up having it, but it's fine. Got my cleanup down early. You see those minions up top working. Slammer finds 2 Sams, which weren't there in the video, but again, that's fine. RC's coming in. I held my tome pretty late just because I knew I could survive 1 round of eagle shells, and I wanted the tome to lead directly into the eagle. So it's kind of what I did. Unfortunately, these bottom loons, you know, got taken out by that red bomb and that wizard tower, but they really make the pathing to this scatter shot a lot better. And then the king is going to end up killing my RC with this ground bow, which kind of sucks because the RC would have clutched a lot of these defenses, and I thought it was a fail here, and I was like, damn, I suck. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I got a lot of pups, I got a warden, I got a dragon. I don't know how much health that dragon has, but look at this OP haste. I just need the wizard tower. And then I saw that Sam, and I was like, damn. And I realized, oh, the dragon's at full health. So there's the other Sam. So GG Ghost. Kind of clutch. We didn't have any at this was like our first 13 versus 13. And then, yeah. So, like I said, you know, kind of rules to the competitive scene. You know, I've played at every level of the competitive scene. I had a comment, I just want to address. I had a comment in my video, what I think about the meta from Lando. And I've played, Lando probably doesn't know this because Lando's a very famous player. I've played with Lando in multiple clans. So, when his comment referred to like hitting the best bases and stuff like that, I've been in the best clans in the game, and I've been in some of like the lowest level clans in the game. So I know that there's a difference between bases, and I also know that the general rule of thumb is there's not really any point in trying to change any video hits, right? So a lot of people they'll see a video hit and then they'll say, "Oh, I like the Sui, but I want to do this." Right. So if it works and you can make it work, you got to just make it work. And those players are important in every clan. Uh, I would I would rather have a player that is really good at one thing and then can clean up a rerun over someone who's like decent at everything. Okay, so don't think it makes you like a bad player or something like that because you rerun hits. Because best believe in like the top clans in the world, I'm telling you because I've been there. They're searching every YouTube video, every Twitch stream for reruns on these bases. Okay, so don't think like you're above doing that. And again, the comment that Lando left was actually when I first read it, I thought it was almost like a insult, but then I reread it a couple times and realized he was just speaking, I guess, his experience, and he probably doesn't remember. You know, I've been on voice with Lando when he's been in the gym, and then you know I've been on voice with I've talked to Lando about his son playing Clash. You know, he doesn't remember it. He might remember it. I don't know, but like I didn't meet him in like a low level clan. I met him in a top level clan. So I'm really glad he watches the videos though. He's one of my favorite streamers and one of my favorite YouTubers because he doesn't do all the hoopla. He just kind of gets straight into the business, and I really love that about him. So he was one of the inspirations for me to kind of get into this. So big shout out to Lando Gaming. If you don't have him already subscribed or followed on Twitch or something like that, I don't know how you found my channel before you found him, but definitely go check Lando out. He plays at a higher level than I do, and he is a very skilled attacker. But anyway, guys, Queen Charge Lalo from Ghost Rider. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next ones. Big shout out to my wife. I love you, baby. I should be home soon. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, guys, take it easy.